Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia on January 15, 1929 to African American parents. When King was growing up, life was very difficult for African Americans. The southern United States operated under the Jim Crow laws that kept black and white people separated in what was called segregation. Black people had different schools, bathrooms, and even seats on the bus. They were also denied the right to vote in elections. When King was little, he had his first experience of segregation. His friend's dad had told him that he would not be allowed to see him anymore. In 1955, he had his first big role in the civil rights movement. Rosa Parks, who was an African American lady, refused to give up her seat on the bus to a white man and was shortly arrested after. This sparked an outrage in the African American community, and Martin helped organize a boycott of city buses. After 381 days of peaceful protest, a court finally ruled that such segregation laws should no longer be recognized. In 1963, King gave his I Have a Dream speech. Over 250,000 people gathered in the country's capital to hear King speak about the importance of civil rights. It has become one of the most famous speeches in history and focuses on King's dream of a world where black and white people live together in harmony. Shortly after, the Civil Rights Act was passed, outlawing racial segregation and discrimination in the United States. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. While standing on the balcony of his hotel, he was shot by James Earl Ray, who was sent to prison for the rest of his life. Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered for his vigorous work during the civil rights movement and his dream that one day black and whites would be treated equally. A statue was built in his memory in Washington, D.C., and the third Monday in January every year is celebrated as Martin Luther King Jr. Day, an American federal holiday.